light. Shine with the joy and the love of the Lord. We are called to be light for the kingdom, to live in the freedom of the city of God. We are called to act with justice. We are called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another, to walk humbly with God.
Hello, everyone. You've just been listening to a hymn called We Are Called. And in the Bible, in Micah 6, we're told that we are called to walk humbly with our God. And I am guessing that there is not a single person out there listening that has not been humbled by the world events of the last 2 months. This is definitely a humbling time. And one of the things that I often say to our faculty and staff is that it's easy to be holy when life is good. It's during the challenging times that that we are called to summon the best in ourselves in order to be holy. And my guess also is that many of us are finding these times to be challenging, and at times it's hard to be holy. But before I make the announcements that I have for you this afternoon, I want to pose the question to you: what do you think, or have you thought about what it is that we are being called to during this time of world change? I mean, the world is changing right before our eyes, day by day, sometimes hour by hour. We're getting news that just shakes us to our core. Things that we used to believe were solid aren't solid anymore. And I think that God's got a message for us. And so now that we are humbled by what's been going on, I wonder if these times have brought out the best in us, the worst in us, or possibly a combination of both. You know, when I look at the news and I see people in Michigan who are showing up at the state capitol with guns, threatening the life of their governor, and they mean it, I think we can see the worst coming out in some of us. And then you see the heroic efforts of our first responders, our doctors and our nurses, police, firemen, paramedics, even the people who work in our grocery stores who make sure that they are open so that we have food on our tables. We are seeing the best in each other. So as a Valiant community, what are we individually being called to become? This is an opportunity. It's changes happening all around us, and we've got to be changing along with it. And so I encourage you during the days ahead, during today, to think about how you're changing. And especially those of you listening who are parents to our Valiants. What are we modeling? And are we modeling our best? And what do we do when the worst is coming out in us? Because I'm guessing, at least I know at times for me, not always at my best during these times when we're feeling stress. So just something for us to think about. And I want to, as a leader of this Valiant community, I want to challenge us all. Let's find the best. Let's find the best. And even when we slip and we may go negative and the worst may come out in us, we can turn it around. And how do we make it better? And most of all, be aware of those eyes of our children who are watching us, and they are learning from us constantly with every good or bad reaction we have during these days, they are watching us and we are forming their futures. Thank you for listening to that. Just been doing a lot of soul searching these days, and I'm guessing many of you are too. I'm hoping that many of you are too, because there is an opportunity in all of this. And I don't think there's any better opportunity to grow than we are humbled. And I think we are all feeling humbled by what's happening right in front of us or to us. I do have a couple of announcements that I want to make. And before I do, I want to let you know that when we're making decisions, whether it's to cut off a couple of days at the end of the school year, we're going to talk about the beginning of next school year, I can tell you that we have a lot of conversation around here. And the conversation that we are having, I have been prefacing most of our conversations, been meeting with small groups of faculty, even heard from a few parents where I've gotten opinions from. And the one thing that I keep saying to people is that my objectives, as we get ready to plan our year, our school year in front of us, I have two objectives that are in the front of my brain. And number one is that we are looking to offer realistic quality education. And realistic is the key. We've always offered great education, quality education. We are known for it at St. Genevieve. I know you know that. But times are changing, and especially with the distant learning and with the social distancing that we will have to observe in the coming year, we don't know yet what that's going to look like. So we do know that we have to be realistic in our expectations. And so as we plan, realistic quality is one of my personal goals, and I'm asking everyone to share that goal with me. The second is, it is more important than ever that we nurture our core, our spirit, that we are aware that what's happening out there in the world is wreaking havoc in some families, in many individuals. There are all kinds of articles being written about post-traumatic stress disorder that people are going to be experiencing, that, all sorts of abuse happening in some homes. People who weren't depressed before are now suffering from depression. And so as leader of this community, I want us to be aware of what's happening out there, and that we are aware that we're in different times, and that as we plan, we are planning in a way that we are going to make sure that our spiritual nourishment is one of the great priorities for our teachers, for our students, and for our parents. Those two goals are always at the forefront of every conversation that I am now having about future planning. And with that said, I want you to know we've been talking about starting the school year, and it's with all the news, and different states are doing different things, different counties are doing different things. There is a lot we don't know. It's just the fact. A lot that we don't know, a lot of unanswered questions. So we're going to go with what we do know. We know how to distance learn. And so we are going to start the school year on Monday, July the 27th, and we are going to start it online. And the reason why we are doing that, and we have a couple of reasons, and so I hope you'll hear me out. We know that if we said, well, we're going to come back to campus on July 27th, we can't do it because there's a stay-at-home order in the county of Los Angeles until August the 1st. Even if we back it up a week, we don't know whether or not that is the stay-at-home order is going to be extended. We do know, what we know is if we decide that we're going to go online again on Monday, July the 27th, no one's going to stop that. And so in a sense, we can get a head start on the learning. And our intention will be the Tuesday after Labor Day, which I believe is September the 8th, maybe the 9th. I'm sure our tech department will correct this for me if I got it wrong. It's the 8th or the 9th. Our plan will be, if we are able to, we will come back to campus and we will have the entire summer to hear what's happening, what the rules are in place, and be able to implement a program that adheres to the social distancing, what I like to refer to as physical distancing, because I think it's so important that we stay social with one another. So it's really about physically distancing ourselves from one another, not really socially distancing ourselves from one another. And so the plan will be July 27th, we're back online. The day after Labor Day, we're back on campus if we are able, with all of the rules put into place, and we'll have plenty of time to talk to you about what is going to be required. Okay? We're also hoping we'll continue the 4-day-a-week schedule so that it's not taxing, in keeping with the nurturing of our spirits and our souls. And that's the big news for today. And I know that might be disappointing for many of you. We're already talking about how we can possibly introduce your child's teacher, possibly bringing small groups onto campus before then. I can't make any promises yet, but especially for little ones, I know that it's important that they meet the teacher and know the teacher. We are aware of that, and we are still talking about it. But just so that there is some certainty, we decided that July the 27th would be good. And it also allows us to bank some days, get in some good, solid education. Not the best scenario, but I think it's the best for the times. And that when Labor Day comes around, if we have to continue to distance learn, maybe we can even lighten up the schedule a little bit more because we've gotten those days in. Okay? I hope that all makes sense to you. And if you have questions, teachers have been involved in these conversations, so feel free to reach out to your child's teacher for any clarification. Send me an email. The other thing I wanted to mention, and this is for our seniors and families of our seniors, the seniors have asked for a special type of graduation where we actually have a drive-in graduation. I love the idea, but we can't do it without the permission of our political leaders. So we've reached out to the city and the county. The city loves our idea. The county is going to vote at the end of next week, I think on the 20th. And so we will probably hear something on the 21st about the whether we can actually bring cars onto the grounds to have a drive-in graduation. So seniors, I know you're patiently waiting. We've tentatively moved the high school graduation to June 10th to give us some time to have that answer. As I sit here today on the 15th, this is the 15th of May that I'm recording this. This was supposed to be the seniors' graduation. And again, I don't think there's anybody happy about this situation, but these are opportunities when we start to experience the disappointment to ask ourselves, what lesson am I to be learning from this? What am I called to learn? How can I take this disappointing news and become a better man, a better woman, the man or woman, the boy or girl that God intends us to become? I believe God's wanting us to change and sending us a message, and it's up to us to figure it out. And let's see. I also wanted to let you know that Mr. O'Donohue has sent out a call to action. It came through your child's classroom teachers Edmodo pages, and we're asking everybody to click on to that link that was sent from the Catholic Conference of Bishops. All you have to do is fill in some information with your name, address, email, and you click and it will go to both senators and to your congressman. It's very easy to do, but it will really help our Catholic schools possibly secure some additional funding for the coming months. So please, I'm asking you to please cooperate. Take a little time, especially those of you who are parents of little ones. Have them sit beside you when you do that. Let them know what it is that you are doing. Let them see their parents actively participating in the political process. Let them know that people in this country have power. It is a democracy, and this is how the democracy works, that we let our leaders hear from us. So I encourage you, fill out that link. It will not take you long, and let your children sit beside you when you do that. Okay? What a great lesson that will be. And you are their first and foremost teacher, and their teacher for a lifetime. I also want to thank, last time I talked to you, I asked people about registering, and the response was overwhelming. I thank you. We feel your support. We feel it. Our faculty prays together. Every school day, we end our day together on Zoom. Over 70 of us from both schools. Our walk-on coaches join us. We pray together, and we talk about how supportive our parents have been at both of our schools. And we thank you and we bless you for that. And finally, the question: what are we called to do in this world? Well, I have a message from a few of the people here at St. Genevieve who were called into this world and into this school to lead. You're going to hear from a few of my co-leaders who wanted to send a message. You know, every week I do a meditation for the middle school and high schoolers, and I talk a lot to the parents, but I realize that we haven't really had much to say to our little ones. And so if you have a child that is in preschool up through 6th grade, call them into the room, because right now we're going to have some of our leadership team have a special message for them. And I ask them to just talk a little bit about what they miss most, because they're missing school too, just like all of you are. And so we're going to end today by hearing from some special people who are called to great leadership at a great school, surrounded by a great and inspiring community. For that, I can't thank you enough. Here are some of our leadership team members speaking to our little ones.
Hello, Valiants. This is Mrs. Tran sending you and your family warm wishes during this time. I truly miss all of your smiling faces and your good mornings when I would walk the campus or visit your classrooms. To our little ones, I especially miss your warm hugs, your high fives, and all the stories you would share with me. I am so proud of all the work that you are doing online, Zooming with your teachers, and participating in your classes. Make sure you find time every day to pray, even when you don't have school, and to do something that makes you happy. Something that makes me happy that I've been doing the past couple weeks has been growing a bed of herbs. I started with growing mint, just like these, and then I recently planted seeds for cilantro, green onion, and basil. So I can't wait for them to grow so that I can use them in my dishes. The next time I see you, I want to hear about all the wonderful and exciting things that you're doing at home. Again, I miss you. I wish you many blessings, and have a beautiful week.
Well, hello to my young ones. I miss you so much. And you know what I miss the most? I just miss your cheer. I miss the cheer that you bring, the joy that you bring, your smiles. When I walk across campus and you run up to me and say, "Hi, Coach Archie," that makes my day. It really makes my day. And I watched a video. It was a song, and it was called Peace in Christ. And it was a 5-year-old little girl singing with her father. And it brought so much joy to me because I thought about you, and I thought about how much joy you bring to me and the peace in Christ. So thank you to all of my little ones for being the face of Christ. For Coach Archie, I miss you so much. Keep smiling, guys, and keep bringing that energy.
Hey, Valiants. This is Mr. P, and I just want to say I hope you all are safe and healthy. I miss you. I miss seeing you on campus every day. You guys make me smile, and that makes my whole day. So I miss seeing you here on campus. And I hope that you are well during this quarantine. One of the things that I've been doing during this quarantine is learning how to cook. Believe it or not, Mr. P cooks, and one of those rainy, cold days, I cooked a chicken pot pie, and it came out really good. And everyone at my house loved it. Anyways, I hope you all are safe and healthy. I love you. I miss you. Be well, Valiants.
Hi, Valiants. It's Mr. O'Donohue sending out a great message of love to each of you. You know, I miss greatly seeing all your beautiful faces here on campus, and especially gathering for our morning assembly. It was one of my favorite parts of the day as I was dropping off my daughters to see all of you full of such joy and happiness, gathering for prayer and the pledge and to hear announcements together and to see all your wonderful parents. So I just want to give a greeting of Thanksgiving to all of you. Miss you so much and can't wait to see your smiling faces again. Stay well. Take care.
Hello, St. Genevieve. I was thinking about what do I miss the most about being at school? And there are two things that came to mind. Number one is seeing all of you gathered around the flagpole in the morning for morning announcements. And number two is hearing everyone laugh and play at recess. And while I miss those things, but I do know we're all doing something very important right now. We're all staying home, and we're staying home to keep our families and our loved ones safe. So thank you for doing your part, staying home right now and learning online and doing your best every single day in the classroom. And I look forward to seeing you when we get back here on campus, gathered around the flagpole and out at recess, having a great time. Until then, stay safe and know that I'm praying for you and your families.